Hey everybody, welcome to Elevator Monday. Thanks for joining us today. Today we have our special guest, Dariel, who is a friend. He is the best trainer we've ever had. He's starting up a great nutrition program, so he's going to be joining us. Today's topic is time. Our topic today is time. Time feels infinite when you're in the moment, but the truth is that time is finite and it's the most precious resource we have. And one of the hardest things for us to do is to value our time, to learn how to really take advantage of the time that we have and to help other people also value and respect our time. So that's our topic for today. It's a question that we've gotten a few times, and it's something that really hits home with us. So we wanted to talk about that topic today, bring our special guest. I will turn it over to Esty.
Yeah, so we wait for Dariel to join. When we think about time, and I work this with the clients, is that people think about the time slot that they may have allocated for a client or for an assignment or something like that. But it's just so much more than that. Sometimes we don't even think about it, but there's prep time involved, prep for whatever call or for whatever social thing. There's time that you need to then write notes about it or to think about it. And there's also like the aspect of how much emotional investment there is in that, right? So let's say you go hang out with someone, but then you're thinking about that interaction for like 3 days later. That's still a huge chunk of your time.
And one of the things that we talk about a lot also is how it is that what transformation has to happen in you for you to value your time really as well. What we see is that a lot of people who clearly are behaving and acting in ways where they're not really valuing their time. It's when there's that people don't always see the value in themselves and they don't really see the purpose in what they're doing. So I'm going to stop talking because we have Dariel.
Dariel!
Hello, how are you? How are you, Paul and Esther?
Hello, good to see you.
I'm so happy to testify about all I have learned from Esther because she has been helping a lot with my business, with the things that I want.
So Dariel, we can't hear you very well. So no sé si tal vez aquí. Yeah.
Okay, let me take the.
But yeah, so we're super excited
Can you hear me
to
now?
have. Yes, so we're super excited to have Dariel. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Dariel is the
Well,
best.
so I was saying that I'm so happy to be here to testify about all the things that you have been teaching me. It has been helping me a lot because and now I can understand how valuable is time when you are trying something new, when you want to grow your business. So I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. No, and Dariel knows all about consistency and focus, right? Because Dariel, in your whole like fitness coaching, nutrition coaching, you're very consistent, very focused. And but one of the things is, right, with your clients is you've been thinking a lot about how to optimize and scale your operations.
Yeah.
And so tell if you want to share with people how is like your mindset of time changed? Yeah.
Well, for example, when I was starting to select a client to train that person, I was just counting the time that it takes me just for training that person or for having a class, for example, Zumba class. But I didn't realize that it needs prepared before that. For example, if I am doing online coaching, I need to prepare the routines. I need to do the evaluation for the client, and that takes time. So now I can understand how valuable is time. And before I say a client for a program, first of all, I start counting the time that it takes me for prepare all the things.
Exactly. And I remember we were looking at like Dariel's profile, right? We were looking like, okay, so Dariel, has multiple programs that he offers, which by the way are amazing. Yeah. And he needs to think about, okay, how is he going to maximize that he's giving the client like ultimate quality, right, of his products.
Yeah.
But also making sure that he's still growing as a business and offering quality services. And so some of the things was also thinking about, okay, if I'm traveling to this part of town, let me make sure that I have all the clients in that part of town the same days. Or, you know, if I'm going to be doing multiple prep, I have a day where I'm just prepping, you know? And digital creation, I'm sure a lot of you following right now know that it takes a lot of work as well, right, to be here with all of you.
But thanks to you, I have learned about that, and I have learned about consistency, you know, because if you are not consistent in doing something, you won't have the results that I'm having now. And that's why I am being more consistent. I am appreciating more my time, you know, when I am training someone.
Yeah.
And it's hard though, right? It's a hard thing to do because you want people to feel happy and you want them to feel comfortable, and it's awkward sometimes to say, okay, no, this is my time, and this is how much my time is worth. And my time includes all of these things. And really, I think a lot of it for people who have their own businesses, who are entrepreneurs like that, it's really important to tell the client that in order for me to give you the service that you deserve, the service that you want, this is what it costs. You know, if I gave you the lower cost, I wouldn't be valuing my time, and I wouldn't be valuing you as a customer either, right? It's really important.
And I wouldn't be doing all the prep, right?
Yeah, because all the clients, they think that only you go to train that person. In my case, because I'm a trainer, you have to prepare a routine. You know, it takes time for going to the place. You know, sometimes there are too much traffic. That's why I was telling you that I had a client that I had to quit, because it takes me 3 hours for doing that training. 1 hour for going, 1 hour for the training, and 1 hour for going back. So I was calculating
plus
that
the prep and the follow-up.
Exactly. So that's why I had to quit that client, and it's very, very important to value the time.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't realize that because they see price tags and they're like, oh my God, that costs so much money, the personal trainer, or even in our case, right, the coaching.
Yeah.
And then you tell them, but look, like I make the session to you. I prep it, you know, it's not a group thing, it's individual. I have to prep it, tailor it to you. Then afterwards, think about, how am I going to do your next session? Summarize it. Think about what's best for you. And the same as with Dariel, you know, he also trains us. Even though we go to the same session together, our trainings are completely different because he has customized it to our body and to us, right? So when you're buying something
during the week, you start asking them, writing them, you know, calling them. You have to eat like this, you know. Sending the routines, and it's very, very important, that thing.
Exactly.
I mean, and especially yours with your nutrition program getting going. The nutrition program is something that requires regular interaction with the client. It's not just here's one document and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that requires
before I
follow up with them.
Before I start, for example, doing the nutrition program, I send the person questions to know about many things about the person, and after that the evaluation by Zoom, and then prepare the routine, and after that send the nutrition programming. It takes too much time.
Right. And so like if the same thing though, right, we're giving you the business side of it, right? And even like with myself, right, when I have my clients and they're really suffering, right, from procrastination, or they want to scale, you know, I'm sending them like daily, you know, reminders or this. That factors into the package, right? It's not just the time I'm meeting with them, but it's all the time I'm thinking about them and their customizable thing that's for them. And one tip that we can like give everyone is that, you know, if you're also either starting a business and thinking about how to price it, right? Think about all the time it takes you to invest in the person. But even if you don't have a business and you're just trying to work on your future goals, think more than just the time slot of hanging out with the person or doing X project. Take into account and like block the time it takes you to prep and the time you're spending thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because
you're very right with that.
Exactly.
So I learned that. I remember something that you told me, that time that you are using for example, one client, 3 hours. Those 2 hours, I can use it for something else to make more money, to train someone else. So I'm so happy to learn that from you, that I have been learning many things. Yeah.
I mean, and it goes along with one of the things that we talk about all the time, right? We talk so much about people's goals and your purpose and all of those things.
Yeah.
It helps so much to go through the exercise of what is it that I want to achieve and where do I want to go with my life, with my time. And that really makes a big difference in terms of your ability to focus and your ability to be consistent, because you have it clear in your mind where you're going.
Yeah.
Right. And every time that you're not using your time intelligently, you know why. You know what you're missing out on. And that's really important to know, you know, what if I'm not focusing, what am I giving up?
Yeah.
You know,
and sometimes we overgive and the person doesn't even know that we're giving. And that's another issue, right? People don't know that, that it takes you prep time and transfer time. They just see you for the hour. So it's also like if you so if everyone who's viewing this also has that problem where like, oh my God, you know, that person doesn't value my time, they also might not even know what your time is, right? So it's also up to us to communicate that, hey, this hour includes my time to get there, the
prepare everything.
Yeah.
Todo, you know, that they might not even know that it does. And then they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm getting quality. Because of course, there's always going to be cheaper, or there's always going to be people that you hang out with that don't personalize it. But the things and the relationships that matter and the services take time.
Yeah. Well, that's so right. And I learned that from you.
So it's been awesome because we have learned about being consistent with workouts.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Dariel,
but I'm so proud of you because you both have changed a lot. Training hard.
Look at my muscles. Look at my muscles, everyone.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow. Oh, yeah. I'm so happy and proud of you.
Yeah. No, it's been great. It's been great. And I mean, but that's part of the value that you pay for, you know, like Esther said, her workout is very different from my workout. We're not the same age. We're not the same sex. We don't have the same goals. And it's so, the thing is that as your client, I can see how somebody goes, oh, it's super easy for him. He just pulls it out, because you make it look effortless. But the truth is that is years and years of experience. That's you analyzing each day what's going on and you thinking about it ahead of time and spending time preparing.
Exactly. And as Dariel's, you know, business coach, I know that he spends time on each person thinking about their body shape and them and thinking about if they have a hurt thing. And so it's actually a lot of work. But that's what makes it the best.
Too much time for being in that condition.
No, and I think it's worth repeating for everybody out there that it's okay. Like there's nothing wrong with saying to your family, your friends, your clients that your time is valuable, and that you know that's you putting priorities and you putting boundaries and you making sure that you allow yourself to achieve what you want to achieve.
Exactly.
I think it's okay.
It's time to do that.
Yeah. And next week we'll talk a little bit about that, about putting boundaries on like what you give for free, but that'll be a different session.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Dariel.
Thank you for inviting me here. I'm happy to be here, giving my testimony about everything that I have learned from you.
Yes, and please follow Dariel too. He's one of he's the best coach. Even when
everyone here, my followers follow you, because if you want to learn things about consistent, about value your time and everything, just follow Be Exchange. I do recommend it.
And follow Dariel. Even when I'm away, I hire him to virtually train me wherever I am in the world, because he's the best. I can go somewhere else, and I choose not to.
Thank you for that.
5 years, and he's amazing.
Well, thank you. I hope you have a good afternoon.
Bye.
And bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.